Hey, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for checking out this video. Hope you're having a fantastic day. We're going to share something kind of cool here, okay? No drama. Well, maybe I might throw in a little, but as you can see, if you can check out this headline, anyone still skeptical about the Caitlin Clark effect should check out the record ticket prices for her matchup against Angel Reese on Sunday. And by the way, this is one thing that I think is not talked about enough, not specific to Caitlin Clark, but just in general, when we're talking about growth of sports. I'm also a huge soccer fan. I support women's soccer as well, so I'm very familiar with the NWSL and the growth of professional soccer in America on the women's side, just like with the WNBA. And there's always been a big focus on attendance, but ticket prices matter too, right? There's a difference between an NBA game that draws 10,000 and the average ticket price, is $300, and a WNBA game, say, that draws 10,000 and the average ticket price is $49. So let's check out some of these ticket prices. So this is what, the fourth, fifth time, I think, right? Fifth matchup. This is the fifth matchup between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese since the 23 NCAA championship game. If I have that right. Yeah, because yeah, third professional plus the two in the tournament in the last 2 years. So let's check this out. In fact, Sunday's matchup between the Fever and Sky is the most expensive WNBA game on record, according to TikTok. TikTok. Wow. I made an assumption. See how that happened? The online ticketing platform told Fortune that the average purchase price for tickets to the game is $271, more than three times higher than the Sky's average purchase price for home games at $88. Wait, so it's not just Angel Reese? No, I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself. But, I just figured it's her team, right? I figured her ticket price at her home games would be 271 just without Clark. Hey, look at that. I actually threw a random number out and got it right. Before Reese and Clark were drafted in April, the cheapest ticket sold for this game was $49, the cheapest ticket. Okay, but what's the cheapest ticket now, right? Because that doesn't say cheapest at 88. That's the average. So that would be helpful. That would be helpful if you had told us this, Kyle Zorn, content strategy lead. In 2024, the Caitlin Clark effect has become a tangible economic sensation that affected every team, league, brand, and network the 22-year-old point guard has touched. That is absolutely true. Here's something that is amazing. I completely forgot that it was this high. In April, the NCAA championship game between the Iowa Hawkeyes and South Carolina Gamecocks drew 19 million viewers. 19 million. The highest viewership for a women's college basketball game ever. And it did not have Angel Reese. Sorry, I can't help myself. It's just that whole rant of hers with the it's about me too, and I want y'all to know that it's stuck in my head. 5 million more than the men's championship between UConn and Purdue the day before. And by the way, that is huge right there, because that, as opposed to game attendance, which is important, like I said, game attendance for games can be vastly different depending on ticket prices, but TV viewership is TV viewership, right? 19 million and 5 million more than the men's championship. You know what I should have looked up before I was doing this, but I didn't know this number was here, was the NBA Finals. I'm curious what the difference there is. So, and then of course just goes on to talk about her getting drafted, the 8-year, $28 million deal with Nike, Dick's Sporting Goods announcing it's selling Clark Fever merchandise in all 724 locations, and on and on. In May, the WNBA had its highest attendance opening month in 26 years. So I guess what, outside of the very first year of their existence, which makes sense. That was, it was new and everyone wanted to check it out. The number of games in May that sold out jumped 156% from 2023. Arena capacity across all WNBA arenas was at almost 95%. Crazy. Now, I will give Reese this, and it's like professional wrestling, right? Or UFC fighters that talk a lot to create a rivalry. Reese trying to ride Caitlyn's coattails, and I'm not saying that in a negative way because it gets her paid, right? She has helped create this to where there's more interest now. And I think it's also the Kennedy Carter effect now too. You got the flagrant by Carter in the first game, the flagrant by Reese in the second game. So now people really want to see the Chicago Sky and the Indiana Fever play because they don't know what's coming next. So according to TickPick, the get in price, so the price of the cheapest ticket available, right? So those nosebleed seats for this Sunday's game is $249. That's 336% more expensive than the get in price of their last matchup in Indiana, which was $57. Wow, that's crazy. And the last time they played each other, June 16, the meeting was the most watched WNBA game on any network. I talked about that in another video. I think it was 2.25 million. It peaked with 3 million at one point. So very, very huge. Here you go. Chicago Bulls average purchase price last season was 117. The Bears, it was 201, which is crazy. Who's going to these games anymore, y'all? That's like, wow, imagine taking a family of 4 or 5 and then you throw in the concession stand and stuff because you know if you're going with kids, you're getting stuff at the concession stand, right? So, wow, okay. So there's a negative for the Caitlin Clark effect. It's going to price out families from going to WNBA games anymore. But yeah, anyway, I really wanted to share that. I think that is incredible. And I think that's a really important part of the growth that's not talked about enough because we talk a lot about attendance, but obviously ticket price matters. It's the same for a concert. You go to a sold out concert for, I don't know. I can't think of someone current right now or someone that's so so and it's really not a big deal and they might pass through your town and you don't even know it, as opposed to say, the Rolling Stones final concert tour where you're lucky to get in for a few $1,000s. Big difference, right? Big difference. But yeah, so I just wanted to share that. I think it's really, really cool. It's a good sign for the WNBA. They've got a lot of changes they need to make to get their house in order. As I keep saying, I think the NBA has to stop funding them so they're forced to do the things they need to do correctly in order to survive. And they could. They've got a great opportunity. I'm going to leave it there. Let me know in the comments below what you think about the Reese Clark rivalry. Is it going to help the rest of the WNBA? Is it sustainable with increased not just attendance, but ticket prices and all that stuff? If you're enjoying these videos, please smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and I will talk to you later.